In this video, we're going to take a look at how to create questionnaires that we can then utilize inside of our builder. To do that, we basically just scroll down in the menu to the questionnaire section, click on it, and you'll see I have a questionnaire already prepared. And this one basically has 14 different questions that I ask somebody before scheduling a one-on-one interview to join HGI. And it's very easy to create these questionnaires. Let me show you the one I created, and then I'm going to also show you how to set one up. This one I already created. In order to see all the 14 questions, you simply click on this menu icon, and you'll be able to see that these were the questions that I asked as part of the questionnaire. And of course, it depends how you want to collect the answer, whether it's a short answer, long answer, or multiple choice. You can set that up inside of each of these questions. As an example, the first question of this questionnaire is, tell us a little bit about, what city or town do you live in? And if we open up the question, it's a short answer. So that means that one small input field is going to appear below the question, and you can make the question to be required or not in order to be able to advance to the next one. I personally like to require all the questions so that they're not skipping any information that I believe is important in order to have that conversation. So the second question, of course, that I ask in this previously made questionnaire is, are you currently employed or self-employed? And we go to this little edit button here, and we could see that I give them a multiple choice. They should not be able to select multiple options here. They're either entrepreneur or they're employee, right? So that's good. We can just save that. And then the third question that I'm asking here is, what is your current annual income? Again, we'll click on this little edit button, and I have given them options: 0 to 100,000, 250,000 to 500,000, 500,000 to a million, 1 to 1.3, and 3 to 5 million, right? And they cannot select multiple options. It is a required. It's multiple choice. We'll submit that. Now, I'm not going to go to the entire 14 questions. What I want you to see is just that I create the questions, and of course, I can drag the order of the questionnaire in whichever way that I want. That's a very nice feature. Sometimes you want to ask something before other things, and just having the ability to drag and drop the order of the question wherever you want is important. Some people like to ask the person's name as the first one, and then start asking the questions. Some people, as a matter of fact, likes to collect all the information like name, phone number, and email in the beginning before they get into the questionnaire. I personally like kind of do it in the end, but it's really going to be up to how you want to do it. I just feel that once somebody starts to answer all the different questions, they're invested in the process now. In the last three questions as to what is your name, what's your phone number, email, they tend to provide that information when they've answered other 13 or 12 questions, like in this example. So how do you create a questionnaire, and how can you use it? So the way that you do it, when you first come into the questionnaire, of course, you're going to have a message that says that there is no questionnaires here yet. The way that you create one is just go to this button here, add a new, and you give it a name. Just call it a one-on-one consultation. Right? You can add a success message, so when people click the final button to submit the questionnaire, you could add a message that could just say, congratulations, we will contact you soon. Something like that. You could add photos, you can add video, you can add anything that you want here basically for that success message. Although if you're going to be redirecting people to another page after they fill out the questionnaire, like to your calendar, then they're not going to really have that much time to see the information that you do there. So sometimes if that's going to be the end of the funnel, it's fine. You could have a video there, have a message. If you're going to be redirecting them to somewhere else, you can just put a short message like, congratulations, we will contact you soon, as an example. The next thing that you can see here is you can overwrite what we currently show when somebody does not answer the question. Right now, it basically says field required, but you could override that by saying, please answer the question, something like that. Please answer the question before you can advance. So whatever your message is, in case they are trying to skip a question that you don't want them to skip, and actually they can't, you can provide a message there to let them know that they must answer that in order to advance. Of course, there's 3 buttons in the questionnaire. From the first question all the way to the previous to the last, it's going to have a next button or previous. In other words, it's going to have next or previous. You can overwrite that. As an example, when I do these questionnaires in Spanish, and if I want to go from next, I can just say próximo. That's an example. It's already there, which basically means next. And previous would mean regresar, right? Something like that, like to go back. And then submit could basically be someter. If I was doing a Spanish questionnaire and I want the buttons to be in Spanish, I could do that by overriding it. Of course, if you wanted to show something like advance, instead of next would be good. And if you wanted to show something like previous to show back, you could do that as well. And you could also just overwrite whatever you want in those 3 buttons to say. And one of the cool features I love about the questionnaire section is that you can also link autoresponders when people answer a questionnaire. As an example, most funnels or landing pages will use something like, have a video and then a capture form. And after that, they will link that to an autoresponder to deliver whatever that PDF or video or course or membership site is. But here you could do it inside of the questionnaire. As an example, if in the beginning I am offering people that they're going to get something of value for answering the questionnaire, I can create an autoresponder with that thing of value, and it's going to be sent to their email or SMS message, and soon Messenger and WhatsApp and other forms, other ways that you can deliver whatever you're promising. So in this case, it could be a link to a video or something like that. Of course, you can always go to your autoresponder, create that autoresponder, and select from that list. Most common ways to use it would be text message and email. And of course, we're going to continue to add more and more ways to be able to send all different types of value or digital assets to the people that answer your questionnaires and subscribes to your list. Now, once you're done filling out this form to create your questionnaire, of course, you can always come back and edit it. You can just submit it, and it will create the questionnaire. The 3 pieces of information that are automatic is name, email, and phone number. Name, email, phone number, and of course you can change the order of this. You can also delete them. But I always like to have some way of communicating back with them to know who filled out the questionnaire, of course, especially if it's a brand new funnel, or if you're just gathering information from new potential recruits or prospects. So from that, again, if you were doing you guys know that I do a lot of these marketing in Spanish too. So I can go and change the language. Like if I want to say, what's your name, to ¿cuál es tu nombre? Right? I could do that and have a short answer, make it required. You can see that I just changed the language. It doesn't matter what language you want to change for the question. I find that really, really nice. And so once you did that, all you need to do is add new question. So like previously I was saying, what city do you live in? If that was one of the questions, and I could have maybe a short answer, right? Because I'm not going to have a list of all the cities in the world, especially if I'm doing marketing all over the country or the world. So I'm just have short answer. They get to answer that. I'll make it a required question, and simply like that. Now my questionnaire includes that question. The next one is going to be how did you find out about us? I'm just thinking, how did you find out about us? And you could have maybe multiple questions. You could say something like, well, I saw a Facebook ad, right? And you could say, well, maybe I saw you on YouTube. Just make stuff up here. Maybe a friend. stuff like that. So you have the multiple questions here that you can have, and there's no limit as to how many questions you can ask for that multiple question. Or maybe you can allow them to select that they've seen you on Facebook and on YouTube if you have both campaigns going. I'm going to just delete that for now and submit that question. And so just like that, we can continue adding a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth. I mean, you can just go and do 20 questions if you need, 100 different. Maybe you don't want to do 100 questions in a questionnaire. You get the basic information, but you get the point. So what happens now is that I have 2 questionnaires, if you can see here. One of them is for my one-on-one consultation, which has a total of 5 questions, including email, phone number, and name. I have 0 forms submitted. But how do I use it? Most people think that, well, how do I use this now? The reason we separated the questionnaire is so that you can come and create as many questionnaires as you want, so that later you can choose whichever one you want based on the call to action that you make when you're building your funnel. As an example, if I go now to my funnel section, just to show you very quickly, that we've been utilizing throughout the recording of these training videos, where we're able to see that we have a process in this funnel, which is people that land here can see a video, then they'll click on a button that is going to take them to the questionnaire. Now, this is where you can utilize any questionnaire you want by simply going to the details section. You wait for this dotted line to select the questionnaire, click on that, and in this drop down, now you have the other questionnaire we just created, which is the one-on-one consultation. So you replace with the HGI opportunity one with this one, and now the questions are going to change, right? So that's the beauty of it, is that you could have 50 different questionnaires for multiple funnels that you want to create. They can just simply be selected, applied for that particular funnel, and you are good to go. And it's going to do everything that you designed it to do, which is to either just show a message or redirect. And by the way, I'll show you here again, how do you do that redirect command. You do it from the actual builder here. When you go on questions, instead of using it in the form, you do it here, clicking on the dotted line here to be able to link that to either another page in your funnel. In this case, it was designed to be redirecting to calendar, so we want to leave it like that. Or you can direct to another outside page or to another section in your page. But yeah, just go ahead, publish your page again. What I wanted you to see, it was how do you connect the questionnaire, how do you connect it inside of your builder? So this section here is just come in here and build them. If you're thinking about doing a recruiting funnel, and you want to utilize a questionnaire, and you want to ask the questions so that when you make that call, you're able, like in this example, be able to click and then be able to see all the different questions that people answered, then that's what you need. You want to be able to see the answers, so when you have that conversation with them, you can have total control of that call. So that is the power of the questionnaire. I hope that you use it to be able to get more information from your prospect and be able to be more effective when you're doing the follow-up phone calls, follow-up emails, to be able to close more business. Now, I recommend you to go to the calendar section and watch that video as well.